Welcome to another PC Sportscards PSA submission reveal. This is Josh with PC Sportscards. This is a cool submission. We have a lot of stuff from 1984 Star to ultra modern Ohtani rookies and a ton of stuff in between. So I think it's going to be a really good video. If you've never seen our videos before, we do reveals from PSA submissions, BGS submissions, some other stuff. We give you what we think are strategies that will help you grade, use grading as speculation to make money. And that's really what we focus on in these videos. So if you're into that kind of stuff and you want to make some money by grading cards, hit that subscribe button, click the little bell to get alerts every time we post a video. This video is really cool because we have a big variety, and the first topic and the main thing I want to say in this video as we get started is that what I think is the best part about these is that we can learn, both you and I and everybody watching this can learn from what other people are sending in. Well, there's a comment the other day that was basically saying, like, I act like a know-it-all, or I act like I know everything when it comes to this, and I don't. I'm the first person to admit that I don't. And one thing I don't know is hockey cards. And we're getting a lot of hockey cards in right now, and that's going to be one of the topics that we're talking about today. Actually, two of the topics are going to be around hockey cards. Some around football, some baseball, some basketball. But we're going to talk about all the different stuff, and the actual biggest value from watching these videos, in my opinion, and actually from me making them, is learning about what's going on in the grading market. So this video, this order was sent in on January 19th. They marked it as entered on January 26th, and it was completed and shipped back to us on February 22nd. So under a month for a $19 bulk order. Guys, we're seeing more and more of this. The orders that are actually taking a little bit more time happen to be the vintage or older orders. The newer stuff is just absolutely flying. So as you see, we have a lot of Connor McDavid stuff here. And the more Connor McDavid stuff I see, the more I start thinking to myself, is there an opportunity with hockey? As we start rolling into the $1,000 challenge that Zach and I are each doing, is hockey an option? Is buying hockey to grade and make money on something I could be doing? And so that's one of the main reasons, actually, in this video, we're going to see some hockey, because I was looking into it while I was doing it. I remember having these color wheels for like the first couple of years, and so I was like, oh, let's see what this is, because I know I'm pretty sure it's a non-numbered parallel. Obviously, McDavid's one of the best players in the league. One of the best all time. And we're seeing these trends with superstars in other sports, so does it translate to hockey? First thing that I noticed, very, very few of them graded. I don't know how much of a short print this card is, but it's not super expensive. It's his third or fourth year, and it's a $15 to $20 card raw. A PSA 9 sells for $40. Like, that's awesome to start, right? So I'm breaking even on a 9, which is one of the keys when I submit cards, is can I make money and can I protect myself? I care about the protection a lot of something that I can do well on. So a 9 breaks even. As you'll see, we have a 2020 O-Pee-Chee Platinum Rainbow up here because this is the only PSA 10 of this year graded. Pop 1, just came back. Our customer has a Pop 1. I think that we're seeing a $120 sale, $145 value. You might be getting $150 to $200 for this card, and it was only $20 raw. So that's already piquing my interest of a card or a player that I'm going to do some more research into. I'm going to look through pop reports to see what's grading pretty well. Who else in the set could sell well? Whether it be like an Ovechkin, or some of the other guys like Austin Matthews, or some of the other guys that I don't really know that well. But what can I learn from what other people are sending in other than just making the videos, right? Because I don't know, I didn't know all this stuff before I started making the videos. I learned from it as well. Guys, some people make negative comments, some people make positive comments. We love all comments. If you agree or disagree, if you think I'm acting like I know it all, tell me. I'm happy to have that conversation. We're happy to talk about that stuff all the time. We're here to try to help you learn our strategies to buy cards raw, grade them, and make money. Ideally to grow your PC or to quit your other job. Do something that you enjoy. Have fun with it. So that's another reason that we started the $1,000 challenge. If you haven't watched the video yet, we have it up. We have a video that I put up, and we have one that Zach recorded today that's going to go up soon. Might go up tomorrow. Might already be up. Who knows by the time you're watching this. So we're going to have a video on the two different ways that we're attacking this. And we want to see how much money we could turn $1,000 into. Because we want to show you that we're in the same boat as you. We're looking for the same cards as you. We're not just here sitting on a high horse acting like we know everything. We are in the grind with everybody else. So we hope you watch it. We hope you watch all those. We hope if you haven't already, you subscribe. It really helps us out. The more subscribers we have, the more videos that get watched, the better it is, and the more resources we can dedicate to growing this channel and putting out more and more content for you. I know we've had some ups and downs with it. Charizard PSA 6, so let's give this a quick look to see if we can find why it's a PSA 6. Sometimes it's tough. Usually you could see what's wrong with it. I'm guessing there's a micro crease somewhere on this card or some peeling of an edge or something. This edge sort of looks a little weird. I think that could be it. It's hard when cards are sledded. It's a lot harder to look for stuff beforehand. So what we try to do in this channel mostly is add value to what you're doing. And if you see that value, we hope that you can help us out by hitting that subscribe button and watching the videos that we put out. Trevor Lawrence. I love this order overall because it's all big names. It's all good. They're all good cards. Like this J-Rod, centering's a little off left to right. It's still a card I would consider sending in. And a 9, you're not going to get hurt. Fuchsia Refractor. So those are kinds of cards that I'm buying right now. We got a Wanda Refractor here. Again, top-bottom centering's relatively bad, but still a good card to send in. Bobby Witt Jade Green, Japan edition. This is going to be a low pop card, numbered to 75, 57 of 75. Call that a palindrome. Seiya Suzuki 87 Cherry Tree variation. I guess that's pretty cool. Like, the cards are cool, and they're the right names. Again, I love seeing Chrome Sapphire, all that kind of stuff. Great Brady House. More J-Rod. Bowman Sterling. Freddie Freeman, tough grade. Looking at 2011 Bowman Golds. Lots of 9s and 8s coming up. And this is going to be, we're actually going to use one of the cards here as our next topic. And again, remember, before I even bring it up, what we're talking about here is profitability when grading, is basically what it comes down to. If you're collecting these cards and you have an affinity that it's your card that you got graded that you want to keep, great. I get it. I totally get it. But if you're looking to maximize how much money you're making or minimize what you're spending on cards, like, this is a very well-centered Favre, right? Relatively well-centered. You can see the left is a little bit bigger than the right. You know, an 8 is an 8. You got some edge issues going up and down the side. You got some discoloration on the top. So, to me, it's relatively obvious this card's not a 10. And it may not be to you, right? Which I get. It's very hard to evaluate cards in the 80s and 90s. So if that's what you want to collect, I would look to buy PSA 9s of those cards. Maybe PSA 10s if they're cheap enough. But you're having a card you had to spend $3 to $5 on to get, unless you had it in your box. You're spending another $19 to grade it. So you're already into it for $20 to $25, or $20 and you could have sold it for a few bucks. So that's why I'm saying you're into it for that. A PSA 8 is a $10 card. A PSA 9 is a $15 card. Like, you can get a PSA 9 for less than the grading fee of a card where the odds are you're getting a PSA 9 or worse. Only 25% of these cards are a PSA 10. So, very hard to get a PSA 10. Very easy to get a 9 or an 8, which is the chunk of the cards that are there, over 50%. 5,500 out of 8,300 are PSA 8s or 9s. Spend the $15 or $20 on the card that you want in the grade that you want instead of taking that gamble. There are other ways to gamble. Sell those $5 cards and buy other stuff that is easier to evaluate and easier to grade if you're going to make money. Caught the light before it fell. Very cool. This is a cool Sanders card, though, even though it got a 7. So, I love this card. I love Jackson Holiday. First Refractors. It's a great card to grade. That's another one that I would sell right away. We got some Shohei stuff. Bunch of Ohtani stuff in here that did really well. 2 different sections of it. Prism. red. All right, let's just slide our cards over a little bit. Chronicles. In our last video, we showed some cards that were sent in that were not as good, right? They were thicker cards and harder cards to grade. This guy picked, I mean, Tech is always hard. 10 and 9 are good. But this customer sent in Chronicles. He sent in Prism. He sent in stuff that generally comes in a better card stock, and he did well. So that's also probably somebody that did a little bit more research into the types of cards that grade well. This is a good one. Topps New Era hat. That's cool. Very, very tough card in the rainbow foil. Getting a 9 on this is a good grade. 10 there is huge. Refractors. I love all these cards. An insert card. I'll talk about inserts again later on. I'm all on board of grading refractor inserts and stuff like that right now. I think that it's a market that people like the graded cards in it. There's a value there. Remember the number one question: will somebody else pay a premium for this card in a PSA 10 in a graded holder? These 83 tops are very, very difficult. Now we got some cool 84 star cards. So this is an interesting topic. I think you guys will like this one. How much do you like to gamble, right? These 84 star cards are just starting to get graded. Let's look at the grades. Got a BGS 8 is $580, a BGS 9 is $930, a PSA 8 is $925, and a PSA 9 is $2,200. There's 17 of these graded. I'm sorry, there's 38 graded. 17 are PSA 8s. I think 7 or 8 are PSA 9s. There are no PSA 10s. If you get a PSA 10 on this card, you're looking at a ton of money. But, like, could you find a well-centered, sharp BGS 8 and potentially cross it to a PSA 9? I think it's likely. I think it's possible, right? Do you want to gamble that? I would bet, I didn't look it up, but I would bet you can break even with a PSA 7. So, like, is there an opportunity? And I don't know. I haven't looked into this yet. But again, I'm like the original topic said, I'm learning from what other people are submitting. I'm looking to do research based on what I'm seeing from the customers and from making these videos. So I would guess that a PSA 7 is going to go for $600-700. So how much am I risking if I'm going to buy some BGS 8s that I think look good, especially if I can see them in person, and then try to crack and cross those to PSA? That's an opportunity that might be out there. Now, with my $1,000 budget, I can't be doing it with that card, right? But I'm sure there's some other guys in there that I could do it with. Or find a lower grade BGS that might have the same thing where you have to get the full, it's a full grade price difference. Got a little run of Pokemon here. And then back to some more basketball stuff. One of the most graded cards out there. I love Jokic. I think that 2015 there were very few products. I think that Jokic is criminally undervalued, and I own 0 Jokic cards. There's just not a lot of rookies out there. Same with like him and Giannis and some baseball guys in the 2013 to 15 range like Mookie Betts. I think all of those guys are criminally undervalued because there's just less of their cards available. I mean, that's why we see the difference in silver prisms for Giannis versus all these other guys that have a ton of them. So I think there's way fewer products. Actually, I know there are way fewer. There are way fewer products. There's no question about that in those guys in those years. All right. Now we're going to get to our next topic that is a continuation from the last video, and something that I'm definitely looking more and more into is inserts. Show me inserts. People love this card. It's a refractor. It's a cool looking card. It's sterling and chrome. There's 715 already graded and 569 PSA 10s, 133 PSA 9s. That is almost all the cards, 90-something%. $50 raw, $50 a PSA 9. That makes sense. You're taking a $20 gamble on it. But you can more than triple your money. Double your money, I guess, with grading these 2.5 times. And you can get $185 out of a PSA 10. This is definitely a card that I'm going to put on my radar for the $1,000 the $1,000 challenge. If I can break even, lose a little bit, if I can get 3 or 4 of them that look relatively clean on the eBay listings, I think there's solid potential. All I gotta do is if I split and go 50-50, I'm making money. Right? You're not gonna be 100%. You're gonna lose money on some stuff. You have to take a risk. You cannot just expect that every single card is going to be a profitable card. It's looking. One thing that Zach and I learned when we started doing this is that you have to look at everything as one big deal. And some of those deals are going to be losers, but as long as you're winning 60% of the time, you're making money. Sort of the same as gambling in general, right? I'm not saying any of this is an investment, by the way. Let me be very, very clear. I talk about, and we say it very specifically, we're talking about speculating using grading to make money. This is a great card, 2020 update gold. I bet this is a big profit card, even though it's the second or third year. Otani, it's a great card. 9, you're probably going to lose a few bucks, but you make enough back with the winners. That's why when I look at cards, and that's why I'll talk about it more as we get towards the end, but that's why stuff like the Rainbow McDavid are very interesting to me, because I could break even with a 9. So if I get 3 or 4 of them, I could take a little bit of a chance breaking even with 9s, because I know there's big profit in 10s, and as long as I can get through the cards and move them quick enough, I'll be in the green. Or the black, however you want to say it. Again, we got Pokemon mixed in. A lot of 10s here. A lot of 9s and 10s in Pokemon. Gaming cards are just in better condition, guys. It's very straightforward. All right. We got some Finest flashbacks. Very tough grade. Tatis Rose Gold Refractor. I couldn't even tell that was a color. Numbered to 15. Centering's a little off on it both ways, but still got a 10. Still clean. Zavala Blue. We got some Young Guns. 2020 Young Guns were very, very tough grades. I remember doing a lot of videos with them. That's good. The Young Guns are going to be actually our last topic for this video. Again, please let us know what you think. Agree, disagree, indifferent. Jason Robertson. A Raw is $60. A PSA 9 is $75. And a PSA 10 is $260. Then you look, and more than half of the cards are PSA 9s or worse. So it's a very, very, very tough card to grade. This customer actually hit a PSA 10 and a PS 10 on a clear cut. That's like a $3,000 card. Super, super, super tough grades, but you get 5 or 10 of them, and you get 2. You got to do all the math, the exact math, right? Say you spend an extra $100 on grading. 60 times 5, 300. 300 plus 100 is 400. If you hit one PSA 10 out of 5 of them, which the percentages are better than that, you're going to make money, right? And again, it's looking at it as an overall deal. So that's why I think those cards are interesting. There's a huge premium for 10s, solid number at 9s where you're breaking even or losing a very little bit. So hockey is something that I'm going to look into more as time goes on. I actually bought a Young Guns card today. I already want a Young Guns card that should be coming in. Kellen Mond, I guess that's a speculative move, right? You think he might get a job if they're clean? Like, I actually like that as a sneaky speculative move. I don't think there's money in it right now, but I mean, for $20, $19 a card, be prepared, because if he goes hot again, then it's going to be you'll be prepared and have the cards. Very cool run coming up. We got a bunch of Flair Showcase Edgar Martinez 7s, 8s, and 9s. These are Legacy Collection, so they're all numbered to 100. Row 2, 68 of 100. Row 0, again number to 100. Row 0, again number to 100. So, I mean, I love seeing this stuff. This is great. These are cool cards. I have the Duncans of 97, which are similar. 5 of 100. Row 398. 38 of 100. 99, number to 99. So this is 97, 98, and 99. Very, very cool. Not something you see every day, obviously. Who didn't like Edgar Martinez, right? Sandy Alcantara. Cy Young, as Zach said in the background. 2001 Upper Deck Pros and Prospects Chipper Pujols dual back card. This is probably a huge card. Probably a huge card when it came out. Goldschmidt, X-Fractor. I'm sure this is pretty low pop. This is a good one also. Edgar, Private Signings Auto Donruss Studio. Number 10 of 15 from 2003. That's sick. I bought a few of these to grade. Judge. Another Edgar Auto. Topps all-time fan favorite. That's a cool one. Wander Sapphire. And last but not least, I think one of the best values in the hobby right now, Mookie Betts Green Refractor. That's pretty cool. Again, guys, if you haven't done it already, and if we're adding value and showing you something that's worthwhile, please hit that subscribe button for us. Get alerts every time we post a video. Watch the videos. Comment. Interact. That's what we want to do with you guys. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to be getting a lot of content out there, and we hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you so much.